Hey you, yes, you, I see that you're a man of culture, or maybe a woman. Are you one of those people that always complain about harem anime, and yet you love watching High School DD? Well, I'm certainly not if my parents are watching this, but if they aren't, you bet I'm totally am. And today I'm going to be talking about one anime that went under the radar from fall 2022, and it's none other than Renai Flops. The title itself gives you a huge hint about what the anime is about, or at least it gives you an idea. But if Japanese is not your first or second or any language, and if you're ignorant with computers just like me, you will totally understand something completely different. So I'm gonna give you the summary of what took me like around 45 minutes to understand. Flops is a performance metric that stands for floating point operations per second. And it basically means how much math can a computer put in a series of digits in binary. And if you didn't understand that, don't worry, you don't really need to understand it to enjoy this anime. The anime makes a really good use of cliché encounters when boy meets girl. And for our main character, Asahi Kashiwagi meets 4 girls and a boy in the worst possible way. After each of the 5 encounters, one by one, the 4 girls and boy become love interests when they confess their love to Asahi. To make matters worse, Asahi is forced to live with the 5 of them in his house by orders of his dad that one of them must become his bride. And yeah, the boy also is included there. Why? To keep an open mind. I know that the inner degenerate inside you is like that chubby kid from Shrek. What makes this anime funny is that Asahi most of the time has the straight man role, in which he clearly identifies all the situation as something out of the ordinary, and yet a part of him decides to roll with it. Renai Flops is a really fast-paced anime in a way that for the first half of the anime, each girl has some sort of development with Asahi, and thus they confirm their romantic feelings towards him. All of this happened while maintaining a series of inappropriate jokes and a lot of fan service, which is greatly appreciated. I mean, hey, don't blame me. After every character got their alone time with Asahi, and we even have a beach episode, and just when the audience thinks that everything's all good, then the yandere comes out. As an audience, we are able to see how one of the main girls, Aoi, goes bonkers and claims Asahi for herself. This sort of action causes an error in the main metrics, literally waking up Asahi from a virtual reality dream that he was having. Back in the real world, and with a pretty confused Asahi of what is happening in his current world, he notices all the time that he spent with the girls was fake. Amidst Asahi's emotional chaos, he meets Dr. Feynman, who explains to him what is going on back in his VR world where he just woke up from. Dr. Feynman also helps Asahi remember the reason why he went into that VR dream in the first place. In the Japan of Renai Flops, the world uses AI for almost everything and anything, and it was no different for Asahi's case. He agreed to live in a virtual world where artificial intelligence were programmed to love him, but didn't really understand the concept of love. That's why Asahi was a test subject, so the AI could understand better the significance of love. Everything's all good until there's a big reveal that the AIs from which all the girls are based from is none other than Asahi's childhood friend, who died due to an illness when she was still in middle school. The death of Asahi's childhood friend left him so depressed that he wanted to forget everything related to I, and it made him enlist himself in this experimental test where he was going to live another life. Going back to the moment where Dr. Feynman tells all of this to Asahi and he finally remembers, he decides to go back into the VR world and try to make contact with the consciousness of his childhood friend, I. he manages to log back into the virtual world just to find Aoi sending hordes of enemies to stop Asahi from reaching her. It is at this precise moment that the anime gets a complete turn from being there for the fan service to being there for the feels. Because despite of the recurring inappropriate jokes and fan service, we have to say goodbye to Monfa, Irina, Karin, and Amelia are deleted by Aoi's viruses. All of these in efforts for Asahi to reach the place where Aoi was hiding. Once he reaches Aoi, he confronts her and tells her that he wants to talk with Ai. Before he meets Ai, we're shown a flashback of Ai when she was a kid and all the time that she spent with Asahi. Asahi's and Ai final conversation wraps up to being freed by love and accepting the fact that you have to say goodbye. I don't really want to elaborate more about it because it's something that it's better enjoy when you watch it. But as Asahi and Ai accept that they have feelings for each other, that they cannot be together, they get freed. This also kind of reminded me of the anime movie I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, in which the point of the anime at the end of the day is just keep living. This anime managed to deliver the message of keep living despite saying goodbye, or because you're gonna say goodbye, keep living and enjoying your life with those around you or those you love. As we get this final message and we see Asahi living his life in a better way, you could say that that was a good ending. But we're weebs and we want to see more. And you know what? After my boy Asahi went through, he definitely deserves the harem ending, which the producers did not think twice about getting him the harem ending, as at the final sequence of the anime, we're able to see how he comes back home and sees a bunch of boxes where we see Amelia, Monfa, Irina, and Karin going out of the boxes and just enjoy being with him. And at the very end, we also see Aoi, who decides to walk all the way to Asahi's house. This anime was definitely one of the weirdest ones because it hid a really important message that most of the time slice of life anime deliver, when the harem anime is mostly there for the fan service and enjoyment of the weebs, and not for a deeper message. But for this anime, I gotta say that it's one of those few instances in which I totally agree that the main character gets the harem ending. This is everything for today. I hope you can join me for the next episode of Jobless Weebs, where Brian is gonna be back. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.